Hello everybody, today I have some fairy journals to share with you. I decided to make two of them and use the fairy style things that I had on hand, and that's it. They're pretty much all gone making the two journals with it. I've thoroughly enjoyed making these little journals and I hope you like them. We'll start off and I'll do a flip through of the slim journal. I'll put in the description box below how many pages are in them. They are one signature, and this one measures 10 inches by probably, I don't know, about 4, around that. I have used on the cover one of the dividers that I found thrifting a long time ago. I really like the colour of this green and I think it works well for a fairy type situation. I've stitched all along the edge of it. I've got a little tag on the back there. It is a 5-hole pamphlet stitch holding it together. I've used a lovely doily piece underneath this lovely paper, and this paper is actually from the Craft range. It's an old collection and I think it was called the Enchanted Garden. Very hard to come by now. I did manage to find a couple of sheets online to help me make these journals, because I only had a couple of sheets at home. But that was about it. But I love the look of the fairy. I think she's ever so pretty. And then I've just put some glitter around the edge, and that is the mercury glass stickles. It's a very, very pretty colour. And I've added some beading as well in gold. A few flowers with beads in the centre of one and the stickles in the other. A little bit of messy stitching on the front, and I've used the Wink of Stella in the clear just to highlight little bits of the fairy, but not sort of overpower her. And then I have this lovely mesh closure, and I've also put a little bit of that messily around the edge as well. So that's the cover. It doesn't weigh very much. And we will start. So on the inside cover we have fabric, and it's like 3 strips of different fabric. There's a bit of velvet. You can just see a little bit poking under there. And the velvet was from Gale, and the other fabric, I found that one thrifting a little bit a couple of weeks ago or something, and that was my own there. In the front pocket, this is it's actually part of this scarf that I've got this laid on, which is a silk scarf, and I've cut the corner off and made a pocket on the front and the back. And so I've popped in there a little book plate. I keep forgetting to put these in my journal, so I made sure I put one in this one, and the colours go really nicely. And then I've just got one of the Craft cards. Well, it was paper and you cut them out. So I put that there, and this, I absolutely love this, and I forgot I'd got them. My daughter gave them to me for the sole purpose of using them in my crafting a couple of years ago. And look, they're butterflies, aren't they beautiful? And they're fabric, and I'd completely forgotten. So I popped them on the inside cover there, so whoever gets the journal can take it off and use it somewhere else, because I don't think that's the best place for it, being there's a pearl there. But it was so pretty not to use it in the journal, so I'll just popped it onto the tag on the front there. So that goes in there, like that. I've used some stickers. This one's actually a Craft sticker from the Enchanted Garden. And I've used tea stain paper throughout. I've also done some machine stitching throughout as well. These other, I have some washi tape stickers from Tapeology, and another sticker from my mystery box as well. I've made a couple of little dangles with some lovely acrylic leaves on there. Stitch this beautiful, beautiful ribbon, embroidered ribbon across the top of this, and that's hand stitched on. Little tuck spot there, that's from the, these are both from the Case Craft collection papers. That's the little messy, you know, the what was it called, my threads. I've used those in these journals as well. And I think that little stamp, I've used the stamps from my mystery box as well. They are the fern stamp and the leaf stamp there. I also used a butterfly stamp, and that is that was just one that I had. I don't know what the collection is called for the butterfly stamp. It's just that one there. It's got, I use that top butterfly there. So there's another tag there with some beautiful, beautiful sequined applique. And then there's this lovely little paper here. It's a long journal, sorry if it's out of shot. This paper line here, that actually came from Louisa. She sent me a few papers quite some time ago now, so I've used them in this journal as well. And it's just a little journal spot in there. There's a lot of tags in these journals. That's a little bit of fabric across the top of this, and these are Case Craft butterflies that I cut out. It's hard to show these tall ones sometimes. Maybe I need to zoom out a little bit. Let me see what I can do. Wrong way. There we go, that might be a bit better. Okay, so that's a glittered Case Craft butterfly. I had a paper, it had a lot of them, so I cut some out and used them. Another little tag there. And some silk fabric, raw silk fabric at the top. This beautiful ribbon here is from Gail as well. Thank you, Gail. And that's another one of those papers from Louisa. Oh, actually the front one is the back part of it. I had to join it together because, like I said, I only had bits and pieces of the Case Craft one left. That's Case Craft, that's the one from Louisa, and I don't know the name of that set of papers, and so is this one here. It's just some nice foliage kind of papers. And just a sticker on that page there. I feel like I'm going a bit slow here. That's from the Case Craft as well. It's just one of those punch out things. Some tulle with some glittered flowers down the side there. Just a tag. Now this one is another fairy collection, and if I believe, I think Gail sent me a few pages, and it may be a Prima paper. I'll just bring it up. See how pretty that fairy is? I had a couple of sheets. She sent me about 4 or 5 sheets. They're only small sheets, and a couple of the pages had these sweet little fairies on, so I've used those as well. And sticker. I love the washi tape stickers. Just messy. They're my threads, so I used a few in the pages as well. This lovely fabric is from a flower that I unraveled and just used that on the edge there. It just opens up. Another little tag there. Stickers from the mystery box, the mushroom ones. I thought they were quite good for fairy theme. Some butterfly stickers from Tapology. Nice little tag there with more of that thread embellishment I made. I did a little bit of gold foiling on the bag there. Butterfly. That's a lovely trim. I think that's from Crafty Me Shop. I made this page actually to go in a floral journal a long time ago. I made 2 of them, and they didn't end up going in the journal, and I put them to one side, so I thought they would go in here quite nicely. And then we have a lovely long tag. There's another one of the mushroom stickers there. And it's got little sequins on that yarn. I think that's ever so pretty. And there's one of the little flowers I made. And there's a lace piece from Gail as well that I've used. And I backed that with some glassine, so it still has a little bit of a translucent quality to it. And this border here and the one down the bottom is also from that Case of Craft range. Some tea stain doilies, a little bit of music paper here, flowers, some flowers from the mystery box, and I put the paper through my overlocker just to give it a different edge, quite like that. That's the middle. And go back the other way. I've got this lovely sequined fabric. Isn't it fabulous? Very fairy-like because it's all different colours. And a large tag there. Mushroom. And a while ago, quite a while, a couple of years at least, I made some of these lovely paperclip dresses for my Helmar design project, and I had a couple left, and they went quite well with this journal. If I remember, I'll try and put a link to the blog post where I made these. They've been sitting on my shelf here waiting for the right journal, and I think, especially because it's so long, it just fits in here, and that can be a little fairy dress, I think. I think that works quite well in there. Another little tag. Isn't that pretty? It's very washed out kind of looking. That's the one from Louisa, the paper. And then another little fairy from, I think, the Prima line as well. Ever so pretty. Another bag with another tag. A border from the Case of Craft line. Just a tag that opens up as well. Sticker. Little pocket, book paper pocket with some lovely doily piece at the bottom. It's just an offcut. And then a tag. And another tag. And there. And I think that heart was from Angela Barnum. She sent me some lovely butterflies and hearts in colours, and I've used one there. More threads up the top, a little sticker, and more stickers from Tapology. Just a lovely piece of fabric with a bow attached to it, and another dangle of leaves there. Another sparkly butterfly, more mesh just gathered up at the top, mushrooms down the bottom. Just a little tuck spot in there. That's a butterfly, and it opens up, and there's just a couple of jotting papers there, and a journal spot there. So there's lots of room to write, but there's also lots of tags and things to write on. Another tag there. And another one here. That's a big one. I'll just put some rhinestones. That's the rhinestone chain, that one. And the AB crystals from BB Craft. There we go. And the edge of a scarf I've just stitched on. Lovely trims. A couple more tags in here. Like that. And then the back page there. And on the back page, oh, a lovely flower as well. On the back page I've got just some offcuts that I've stitched onto a journal or a journaling card that can be journaled on, and that's that lovely ribbon from Gail. Another piece of that Prima paper as a journaling spot, and I had this one, and I think this might have come from Gail as well. There were, I think it was only 2 pieces of this type of paper. It was only a couple, and this one came out like that, and so I cut it in half, and I've got one tag in this and one in the other journal, because it's got little fairies on it. That's why. It probably colours might not go exactly, but it's got fairies on it, so it belongs in here. So there we go, and that's that slim journal. I'll just do that up, and they're not exactly the same. They have the same things or types of things in them, but they're done differently, slightly differently, so they're not the same. I think the other one might have a few more pages in it as well. Okay, so that's the cover done in the same way as the other cover, so I'll let you have a look at that, with the beading and the glitter and the flowers, the doily, and there's the back there, and we'll go inside. So very similar, but not the same. Once again, there's the other earring, and both earrings are different. You know, the other one had the butterfly up the top. This one's got the butterfly down the bottom. So, but ever so pretty, aren't they? They're just beautiful. There we go. I'll get that thread off. So, isn't it pretty? And that's lovely little fairy on that side as well, and a book plate in there. Okay, so I will just flick through so you can see this one's not as long, so it should be alright. This one's got the inclusion of these vellum pieces on it as well. And that's the butterfly from Angela Barney. Just a dangle of the acrylic beads, and they're from BB Craft as well. Look at that, isn't it pretty? Sweet little fairy, that one. They're the kinds of fairies I like. They're lovely. More of that thread there. Just a little pocket with a vellum piece, and these pieces are from Tapology. That lovely ribbon, more trim, and there's washi stickers. Another little frame, that flower piece. Oops, there we go. That is a, what is it called? Oh, that paper line, what is that called? Hang on, let me see. A Stamperia, and it's, I think, from the Cats collection, but it was ever so pretty, so I backed that. That's that one. And there, more of that stickers, and another tuck spot here. Paper from Louisa. And that's actually got a little tuck spot in there as well, because once again I just joined 2 different papers together, and it worked out quite nicely. Just the Kaisercraft fairy paper, was it? No, that's just the fairy off one, and these 2 are from the Louisa papers as well. But they work well together. Another tag there. It's a beautiful applique piece from Neri. Lovely sequin fabric. Isn't it pretty? Two more tags. A mushroom on that one. Another, that's it. I think it's Prima. I'm pretty sure it is, but there was no name on it. But it's so pretty, that one. Very pretty. There we go. There's it in there. And that one has the rhinestone trim on the side there. These papers are the same one as this little one here. I think they're Prima. They're ever so lovely. I don't know what the paper name is, but it's so pretty. Some raw silk and a mother of pearl button on that one. And there's the center. We have a trim from the Crazy Carpet collection down the bottom, and this lovely little pink trim up the top. It's a ribbon. It's actually from Gail as well. It's got butterflies on it. And then we have the inside there. And these are the stickers from my mystery box. And there's another one of those tags. Look at that. It's got a chandelier. Isn't that beautiful? Love that. That's the back of that one. And opens up. A little tag there. Another one from the Louisa. That reminds me of, you know, that Kincaid, the sparkly pictures he does. That's what it reminds me of, but it's got beautiful swans on it. A butterfly on the back. And, oh, that's the other lovely paper clip. I didn't even have to trim it off. They were just different lengths, so the other one automatically went in the taller journal because it was a longer skirt, but this one just, they go wonderfully, so really pretty. More tags. There's that butterfly stamp. Very cute. Mushrooms. Another large tag. This collection, I think, is that same Stamperia paper with the cats and that on it. So there's some mushrooms on the back. That's one of the flowers I made using my threads. Another vellum piece from Tapeology. That's the cat's Stamperia one. It's really pretty, isn't it? Heart. And it's just a journal spot there with a sticker on the back from the mystery box. And we have just a little journal spot there and that one there. And I purposely inked them messily because it kind of gave me the illusion of like a foresty, fairy kind of theme. It's much sort of messier than what I would naturally do, but I quite liked it for this journal because it, you know, it just creates that looking through the fernery and things like that effect. Another beautiful fairy down the bottom there. Isn't she pretty? There we go, more little dangles there. Another the butterfly, just a journal spot, and more of those note papers there. That one goes that way. That one, and that one. And that flower is just like that, but it, you know, it naturally just folds down, so I thought that was quite nice and left it like that. Large journal spot, once again the Stamperia paper with mushroom on the back, and that's that other side of the lace piece that go, it was like a triangle, a triangle piece, so I cut it in half and used half in this journal and half in the other one. 2 more journal spots there, a bit of tatting down the side of that one. And similar sort of thing in the back here. We have the paper scraps just on there, on paper, and you can write on the back of it as well. And the other side of that, I think it's, what is it? Is it G45? Is that what it's called? I don't really have those kinds of papers, so Graphic 45, that's what it is. I'm quite sure. And I only had like, I think 1 or 2 sheets. I think maybe 1 sheet. And this is one side of it, and the other one's the other side of it. I'm quite sure there was only 1, 2 at the most. There wasn't much. But it's very pretty with the fairies once again on it, so they need to be used in this journal. Otherwise they won't get used, because I don't know when I'll make another fairy journal. I absolutely loved making them though. It's always fun to sort of do things that you don't normally do, just to enjoy the experience of it. How did that get over there? Oh, I see. There we go. And to use up some of the things that I had that I knew would go nicely in a fairy journal. You know, you often get things and you think, oh, that would be nice in a fairy journal. And that's what I've done. I've used all those bits and pieces that I thought would go nicely in a fairy journal. There's not actually a lot of fairies in the journals themselves, because I didn't have pictures of fairies. So I hope you like them. They should be in my Etsy store if anybody is interested in this kind of style of journal. I hope you... So I think I've got an idea. I'm kind of working on a few Christmas things, and I'm doing some furniture painting, and it's kind of taking a lot longer than I expected, because life as well, you know, it's just a busy time of year. And then I'm also teaching my son to drive, so I'm having to go out a lot more than normal, just to get his hours up at driving and things like that. So I'm trying to think what I'm making next. I think the next journals I make will be a more neutral. I like to go from one to the other because, you know, after you've made a couple out of colourful things, you kind of want to rest. I want to rest my palette, sort of thing. And so I'll go to something more neutral, and then after a neutral one, I generally go to something more colourful. So I find that works well for me anyway. So there we go, 2 fairy journals. Absolutely had fun making them. I hope you like them, and I hope everybody is keeping well. Christmas is certainly creeping up on us, isn't it? I don't need to make a lot for Christmas, but every year I like to make a couple of baubles and that, so I will be doing that. I'm slowly making a tabletop decoration, but it's kind of, I do a bit and just put it to the side because it's quite large, so I don't do it in my room here. I've been taking photos as I'm going along, so I will show you the process when I show you the completed project anyway. So there we go. Hopefully I will have more videos coming up, you know, closer together now that these are done. So take care, everybody, and thank you so much for watching.